I had a plumber come over yesterday because my shower is leaking into, well, all I know is I went out to the garage and water was leaking from the ceiling of the garage, which there's only one thing up there, and it's the bathroom. So
your garage is below the...
Exactly.
Gotcha, all right.
So the bedroom's over the garage kind of thing. So came over. It seems just to be some leaking with some caulking issues and stuff. So he's fixing it up. And the visit from my plumber is probably going to haunt me for weeks.
Does it involve crack?
No, it involves...
And I mean plumber's crack.
I know. This plumber, who I've used before, really super sweet guy. He has a cat with 3 legs. I have a cat with diabetes and arthritis, so he loves my cat.
You talk cat ailment stories.
Exactly.
He has a cat with 3 legs.
He does.
It's just so funny. You're like, he's so nice. He has a cat with 3 legs.
He told me this story as he's fixing up the bathroom that his son died in his arms.
What?
Of an asthma attack. 17 years old.
When?
And
recently?
The day after Christmas. He's a huge fan of the show. He wrote to you.
What? I think he did, and I wrote back to him.
He wrote to you because it was around the time that you got in your accident, thought you saw your grandfather, and it was very comforting to him that happened. But I don't want to cry.
Oh,
it was just so. I felt so bad for this guy, and I didn't know what to say. You know, what do you say to somebody who tells you something so awful and personal? And I was like, first of all, I said, did you get some time off? And he couldn't get time off from work without taking it without pay. And I don't know this guy, I mean, he's been to my house a few times to fix stuff and he's super nice, but I don't know him. And I felt so bad.
Because you're a nice person. You're compassionate.
I didn't, I just wish I knew what to say or what to do.
He probably just wanted to be heard.
I think so.
When you're going through something that's like that, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
I mean, your own child, you don't expect to outlive your kid.
He has a 16-year-old daughter too, who's having a hard time dealing with it. It was just so stunning how.
Did he say anything about putting together? He was putting together a fund or something for
his son.
Yeah, I think I remember.
He didn't. He just, because I didn't know anything about the story, so he was just telling me about how and of asthma. Which I'd never heard of before, that you could die from from an asthma attack. And it was like,
Nikki Taylor, the model. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Her sister died in her arms of an asthma attack, and that was the first time I'd ever heard of that. And was years and years and years ago. And trying to get to her albuterol, which is, but sometimes those attacks are so bad,
severe. Yeah.
Is this the first time you'd called the plumber since this happened?
Yes. Yeah. Because it happened in December, and I hadn't seen him since last summer, basically.
Yeah. And what a month for that to happen, too.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so I couldn't sleep last night. I'm just so upset for this guy because I just feel so bad for him. But he's getting his life together. You just do what you do. You have to keep going. That kind of thing. And it was just, I felt bad. I was like, oh boy, my leak. I feel really bad you're at my house fixing a stupid leak.
Yeah, right.
I probably could have put caulking on this myself,
the only
buddy.
thing that's keeping him.
I'm sure he's like, just because when this happens, people want to do what they do.
Yeah.
And just.
But, I
think when something like that happens or anything in your life like that, you just feel like you're just existing. Like you're not even like, there's nothing in your life that's making the sun shine anymore, and your heart just feels dead. And I think people sometimes just need to talk about that, and it's so nice because I think you're such a nice person and you're so easy to talk to and you're so willing to help, and he probably felt that, and that I think you were there at that moment, and he needed that. That's good.
All I could do is give him a bottle of water. I was so grateful I had
not
water.
even a bottle of wine, Lori. That's
no. I asked him. I had it. I had it ready for him.
You want a drink?
Yes.
Meredith, Jeff, and Lori miss a day, and don't worry, they'll be back on the next day.
Now that is funny.
The Q Morning Show on Q97.9.